She was everywhere and she was nowhere.
A beautiful model disappears, presumed murdered.
I was hysterically worried.
For 30 years, it's been one of Australia's most baffling crimes.
It was the discovery of her possessions that really scared you.
I just felt like I was going to break into a million pieces.
But can a coroner now unravel the mystery?
Why did the phone records not match your stories after Revelle disappeared?
That's next.
It's one of Australia's most baffling crimes, the 1994 disappearance and likely death of then 22-year-old model, dancer and escort Revelle Balmain. Despite police interviewing hundreds of witnesses over the decades, as well as the offer of $1 million reward, little progress was made in the case until 3 years ago, when there was a breakthrough of sorts. A new coronial inquest was called after a fresh team of detectives not only received an anonymous tip-off, but also exposed glaring contradictions in old witness statements, which changed the entire focus of the investigation. On Friday, the coroner handed down her findings. Friday was a day of great anticipation and hope that a coroner's inquest would unravel the 30-year mystery over the disappearance and likely death of Sydney woman Revelle Balmain, finally deciding who was responsible for taking the life of the 22-year-old. As Revelle's sister, Sue Ellen Simpson, shared with me in 2023, it's a question that has haunted her for the last 3 decades.
I have a need. I have a need to see the person who murdered Revelle charged with her murder and put in jail for the rest of their life.
The coroner found Revelle's life most likely ended sometime after 7 p.m. on Saturday the 5th of November 1994. The part-time escort had finished her appointment with new client Gavin Samer and was booked to meet another client later that night. It seems she never made it. The very next day, the young woman's bag, shoes and diary were found close to Samer's home. For decades, he was considered the main suspect, and on Friday, the coroner confirmed he remains a person of interest.
I did not ever think that Gavin Samer was involved in the disappearance of Revelle Balmain.
And why is that?
I just thought he was just way too obvious.
Jane King was Revelle's boss at the time. With her now ex-husband, Zoran Stenoj, she co-owned the escort agency Select Companions. When I interviewed Jane 3 years ago, her suspicions lay not with Samer, but with Revelle's last intended client on the night she disappeared. The 10 o'clock booking, do you remember who that was with?
It was for somebody that Zoran knew, a man called Boyan.
We believe this man is Boyan Pravulovic, an associate of Zoran's who police believe also has links to Serbian organised crime. Jane never met Boyan, but she claims to know what Zoran did for him the very day after Revelle's disappearance.
Zoran arranged a ticket for that client to leave Australia the next day through a travel agent we used to use all the time.
You have evidence that he did that?
I've seen it.
And did Zoran say why he did that?
I didn't know. I didn't know that at that time.
And how well did Zoran know Boyan?
Well, that's hard to say, but clearly he must have known them fairly well to organise a flight out from Australia for the following day.
To
Thailand.
It's not a subject Zoran Stenoj wants to talk about.
Is this your friend?
I know him, yeah.
Yes. Why did you organise for him to leave Australia the morning after Revelle disappeared? Why did you do that?
No, I have to work. I'm very sorry.
Where were you? What happened? Can you tell me?
I have to work, sorry.
The coroner also found Zoran had likely concocted an alibi to cover his whereabouts on the night Revelle disappeared. And he deliberately lied to investigators about phone calls he made and received. Well, the story that Zoran told does not match the phone records.
Well, that's very strange.
Why would he lie about that?
I don't know. I don't know why he would lie about it.
Why do the phone records not match your story, Zoran?
Silly.
But the coroner similarly found that Jane King had trouble telling the truth, saying her evidence has been contrived and calculated. Coroner Baptiste's harshest judgment, though, came at the end, describing the now divorced pair in this way. Neither Mr. Stenojevic or Miss King were witnesses of truth, and their lies permit a conclusion that they either knew who was responsible for Miss Balmain's disappearance or they were themselves somehow involved. However, due to a lack of evidence, the place, cause or manner of Revelle's death couldn't be determined, and so the case has now been referred back to the Unsolved Homicide Squad. For Revelle's heartbroken sister, Sue Ellen Simpson, the disappointment and pain of the last 32 years goes on.
When murder is involved, you don't know who or where or why, and you're forever asking those questions, and you're walking around in some sort of daze wondering where she is. Why did someone kill her?